Good.
Just be like, is this thing on?
We're live. We're live with the amazing Robert and Jessica Thomas. Yes, and you brought a Yankee hat to the game today.
I did.
That's a little bit of a bold move there.
I said if I'm
Miss
going to be
Thomas.
uncomfortable, then you have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, you stuck it to me on that one. I don't think anyone stuck it to me with a Yankee hat. I don't know. Most people are pretty respectful, but not you. You just went right for the jugular. But hey, I am so glad to have you guys on tonight, and we're just waiting for this to get going. So,
Confirmation?
do we have confirmation? Confirmation? So we're waiting.
I love you too.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look. I think we're on. Hopefully, we're on.
Mm-hmm.
We should be on.
Should be on.
Yeah.
Let's pretend like we're on.
You know what? Sometimes we'll pretend like we're on. Sometimes you gotta like go out and then
Oh, it says live.
it says live. Yeah. Are we
Yeah,
there?
we're on.
We're on. Look, there we are. Beautiful. Awesome. Here, let's pull this guy in a little bit. So, yeah, right. Well, good to see you guys. I think that, of course, I know you well, but some people may not know you. Jessica, you've been coming to this church for a minute now, right? Tell everybody, how long has it been?
If I do, that gives away my age,
Okay.
doesn't it? If we don't do that, no.
We
I'm
don't
just
do
kidding.
that.
33, gonna be 34 years, I guess.
Born-
Is that right?
That is the age.
That is the age.
Born here, dedicated here, baptized here,
Mhm.
saved here. You are like a lifetime
Yeah.
Crossway / TNCC member. Of course, your parents are so dear to us. If you guys know Manny and Migdalia Concepcion, they are Jessica's parents. And so, hey, we're glad to have you. And you, Rob's one of our staff here. He is our team leader for tech.
Yeah.
And man, the guy that really, the reason we're on tonight is because of you.
Not the reason, but we help.
You help, yeah. Yeah. We're so grateful to have you on. We're going to be talking about Psalm 39 in a few minutes. We've been going through these Psalms one by one, and I think we started like in the spring, something like that, maybe even like early winter of this year. So it's like almost a year in the Psalms. So we're working our way up. We're actually going to just keep it rolling into the new year because there's 150 to cover, and we're at 39. So we got a ways to go, but we think that the Bible really speaks and that these Psalms are worth talking about. So anyway, Jess, if you could give us an update on your mom, how she's doing, how she's feeling, what's going on.
My mom is doing much better.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, she got a lung transplant, one lung. And so she's recovering nicely. You know, the doctors say everything is looking good. It's just right for her comfort level. We want her to feel a little more at ease,
Yeah.
but everything is healing nicely.
That's awesome.
So-
Thank God for that. And she hopes to be coming home pretty soon.
Pretty soon. I really don't know. It could be a couple of weeks or so. It's just a matter of getting her strength and, off all the IVs.
Yeah.
So,
Jess is one of the more creative people in our church. In fact, if you see this little decal behind us, here, we'll kind of move out of the way. Jess actually worked formerly in the Bloomingdale's store, and you were like the person that made those amazing windows come to life.
not 59th Street. It was White Plains.
Okay, but still counts.
Still, the displays were inside, not necessarily windows.
Okay.
When you say windows, it's totally different.
Okay, so you were displays.
Displays, yes.
All right. But it still takes like someone not like me to do that. So when we started to need some dressing up of some of the rooms, we called you, and you've done a great job. And our missions wall, if you guys like our missions wall downstairs with all our missionaries, Rob and Jess put that together. And so, man, I'm so glad to have you guys. Hey, and glad to have some people on tonight. Let's see. I don't know if we're on Facebook though, because I don't see it coming up there. Can I? Do I have to? I don't know if we're on. Oh yeah, there we are. All right. So cool on Facebook, and I see you, Adriana and Bailey. All right, Bailey. I don't think I've ever met you before, but good to have you on tonight. Abia, of course. Carney. Cool, great, and Sylvia and Steve Silva, awesome. Good to see you guys. Thanks for jumping on. As always, we want to let you know that this is a conversation that we'd love to have with you, not simply talk and just kind of be boring like us talking, but right, it's better when they're kind of interacting with us and sharing. And so please feel free to jump in, share a comment. Let us know how your day's going. I don't know about this cold weather though. Are you guys into it or not?
Thrown off.
It's right.
Warm in the afternoon, cold in the morning, raining. Yeah.
It's freezing. Yeah, and for you guys, like, you guys may not know this, but Rob and Jess have a beautiful son. Ethan is a 2-year-old.
2 years old.
2 years old and full of energy, and is going to be the next drummer here.
Yes.
Right? Because Mama sings, but he loves the drums, and he's got some rhythm in that body. So, yeah, if you ever see or hear that little guy all around the sanctuary, he's so much fun.
He's got some pipes too, so you might hear him
Yeah.
screaming in the background.
Yeah, he's a great kid. So, hey, we're grateful to have you on. A couple of things that we want to mention before we start is on Sunday, we'll be finishing up our series, Transformers, and we're going to be talking, we've really been looking at our discipleship strategy that we're pretty excited about. We've got some new web pages that we've put together for that. Basically, the strategy is a pathway, and it's kind of like I've been saying that it's kind of like the on-ramps for people that want to take next steps in our church. So we've got 3 C's that we've built out that form the basis of our strategy. Come and see Jesus. Connect in community. We talked about that last Sunday. And this Sunday, we'll be talking about committing and leading others, because one of the goals of discipleship is to make disciples. And so we'll be talking about how you can jump on with that and be a part of that. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, we are?
Just playing.
Yes.
Oh, it's not playing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you just hit the play. Yeah, there you go. But we hope that you'll join us this Sunday. We're looking forward to a great weekend. We also want to thank you for your generosity. Pastor Elizabeth is especially grateful. She put together our Thanksgiving outreach stuff, and so really, really cool to see all of you that stepped up. I know we're giving away a whole bunch of Thanksgiving gift cards, Thanksgiving gift bags. Thank you for your giving. Your giving really makes a difference. And so want to encourage you tonight, if you feel like jumping on the generosity journey, go ahead and hit the Give tab on our app or website, or you can always give in person on Sunday or mail a check. But hey, your generosity is what enables us to be on, right? A live stream and Wednesday night, so thank you so much. All right, so we're going to take a look at Psalm 39 today, and I typically, actually, I don't know, did I tell you this before, that I have everybody read a little portion of the passage? Do you guys have a passage?
We have our Bible apps.
Your Bible apps? All right, very good. New King James. I knew you
King James.
New King James. No, you had it. You had it.
Yeah, is that what we wanted?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to be tongue twisted.
Let's see, hold on. Yeah, you got it. New King James.
Okay.
You got it. All right, so we're going to read this for you, and if you have a Bible and you want to follow along, maybe what we'll do is I'll take the first 3, and then if you can take the next 3, and just like that. Sound good? All right. Listen up. This is an amazing psalm, and we'll give you a little background on it before we read it. It's talking. It's got a little title, and it says, "To the chief musician," and that could actually be David addressing this to an actual musician in his choir. His Pastor Nadine's, so to speak, back in the day, or it could be directed towards God, the chief musician, the creator of music. There's also a guy named Jeduthun that's mentioned in this psalm. So it says to Jeduthun, and that could be a musician in David's sort of, cadre of musicians. But, just to give you a little background there, we're not exactly sure, if it's addressed to him, the chief musician, who he was, but he is mentioned in this psalm. And more than likely, this psalm was written at the end of David's life. So this is kind of him looking back on his life, which I think is kind of cool when we get a picture that, he's a very accomplished person at this moment in his life. He's someone that has been a leader, a king, and so, it's really kind of cool to see, him looking back and saying the things he's saying. So let's get in. Psalm 39. Verse 1, it says, I said, I will guard my ways, lest I sin with my tongue. I will restrain my mouth with a muzzle, while the wicked are before me. I was mute with silence. I held my peace, even from good. And my sorrow was stirred up. My heart was hot within me. While I was musing, the fire burned. Then I spoke with my tongue.
All right, verse 4. Lord, make me know my end, and what is the measure of my days, that I may know how frail I am. Indeed, you have made my days as handbreadths, and my age as nothing before you. Certainly, every man at his best state, at his best state, is but vapor. Shelah. Right?
Selah. Yeah.
Selah.
Mm-hmm.
Surely every man walks about like a shadow. Surely they busy themselves in vain. He heaps up riches and does not know who will gather them.
Verse 7. And now, Lord, what do I wait for? My hope is in you. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Do not make me the reproach of the foolish. I was mute. I did not open my mouth, because it was you who did it.
Yeah. Verse 10, remove your plague from me. I am consumed by the blow of your hand. When with rebukes you correct man for iniquity, you make his beauty melt away like a moth. Surely every man is a vapor. Selah. Hear my prayer, Lord, and give ear to my cry. Do not be silent at my tears, for I am a stranger with you, a sojourner, as all my fathers were.
Remove your gaze from me, that I may regain strength before I go away and am no more.
Yeah. What an interesting beginning. David starts out talking about asking God to guard his ways. And then at the end, he says, remove your gaze from me that I may regain strength before I go away and am no more. I think we were talking about this, right? That it's one of those Psalms that doesn't have a super...
Happy ending.
Yeah. So, hey guys, always ask these 4 interpretive questions, just kind of helping us to unpack this. And I'm going to ask you, the audience, as well. These questions are actually our live host. I think it's Mark today, Dr. Gonzalez. Thanks for hosting. He's going to put them up, and we really would love to hear from you because, look, there's like 30-some people watching right now, which is kind of fun, right? Pretty cool on Facebook. And Jessica, Rob Thomas here today with me. So glad to have them, 2 of our leaders in our church. And I'm going to ask you guys to help unpack, and you, the audience, what does this psalm teach us about God, young man?
Well, what's neat is it brings to light the how short life can be,
Yeah.
or is,
Yeah.
and comparing that to the afterlife,
Yeah.
and worrying about today. He says, we're but a breath,
Yeah.
or a handbreadth. I think he says.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and he specifically mentions like worrying about riches and like I say, planning. We do so much planning, and we try to plan our futures, plan our things, but we may not focus on relationship with God and
Mhm.
you know, our afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that for you, Rob, this kind of got your attention in that regard? Do you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could be a planner.
Plan
gotta
to
do
not
this, gotta
spend
do
money.
Spend more.
You talking about me planning to spend?
Me not spending the money.
Oh, okay. Little marriage counseling going on. Wednesday night prayer.
Yeah.
Oh man, sound like me and Susan. So you're a planner.
Yeah. Have to. Yeah. And then the other thing that stood out was him being cautious of, I guess, voicing his complaints,
Okay.
and I guess the audience that he was in front of.
Yeah.
What, non-believers?
Yeah.
And that just translates into so many things, like, thinking about what you're going to say before.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good, man. Awesome. I love it. How about you, Jess? What were some of the things that?
To teach us about God, I wrote down like how powerful God truly is.
Yeah.
And I paid attention to David, and it said like how he had to restrain what he really wanted to say because he knew it wouldn't be pleasing to God,
Yeah.
and therefore feared God enough to not say those things.
Yeah.
So you have to, I think, we lose fear in God sometimes, and you just say, God, I hate everyone today, like no one's listening to me, or things like that.
Yeah.
And God's saying, be mindful of, you have to have a level of reverence before God. Sometimes, you forget how big God really is.
Yeah.
So David's reminding himself how big God really is, and therefore he's able to bring himself humbly before him.
Yeah.
To-
I love that.
To petition for peace, I guess, in his heart.
And you're someone on our worship team that gets that. Like, there are just moments, right, in our worship service where we just see kind of the majesty, the weight of God's presence come down. Like, there's some worship services where it's like, it's good. Like, we're singing and we just get through it. But then there are other ones where God just kind of drops a bomb, a Holy Spirit bomb. It's not very theologically correct, but like even this Sunday, I was kind of hanging out in the back, and you were in the back there, and we're just having a moment where Pastor Nadine was talking about build your church, build your church, and it was just like God was really at work there. Yeah. Why do you think it's hard for us sometimes to not hold our tongue when we get in those moments? Why do you think it's hard for us to, David's he's saying God, this is a guy who knew the Bible, right? But he's still saying, God, I want to guard my ways. Why do you think it's hard to guard what we say? You have any thought on that?
Everything's just so instant.
Yeah.
It's easy to just lash out very instantly, or type very quickly, or
Yeah.
it's just easy it seems easy to do that, but it's not fulfilling to do that. So that's probably why it's constantly easy to keep doing it, and you feel relief for a second, but it's not fixing the problem.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, David's feelings were hot, and I think if you're in a moment right now, church, where you're feeling heated, there's a lot to be heated over, right? I mean, there's a lot going on in our world. Maybe you're in a situation in your life where you just kind of feel like it's heated. David, he kind of asked for silence. He's like, God, help me to zoom. Right? You guys are parents, and I have 3 kids, and there are moments when, man, your kids are, whether they're 2 or 20, right, where it can be challenging. And I think this is a good prayer, you know, in those moments that when we finally speak. What do you guys think about David's prayer here? When he finally breaks his silence, he says, Lord, make me to know my end. What is the measure of my days, that I may know how frail I am? You made my days as a handbreadth, and my age is as nothing before you. And he's talking about, you know, every man at his best state is but a vapor. What a powerful statement that is, right? To think about how short life is. So Rob, like you were talking about that, like how short life is. Do you find it hard to, like, with all the stuff going on, ever find it hard to just take that time to, you know, really think about the brevity of life?
I do think so, yeah, because just something you don't really think about, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to, you know, kind of even picture it, how short life is.
Yeah.
Like you don't notice how, you know, limited days can be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. We definitely can. I'm just trying to see if anyone's jumping in on some of these answers here. Jennifer writes, David was determined not to sin.
Susan said the feet is frozen.
Oh, the feet is frozen. Oh. It is frozen.